Hello and welcome to the short video about Jaguar XK8 front door speakers. This is video 71 in my series of XK8 videos. In this video I'm going to show you how I change my worn front speakers and retain the OEM plug on the speaker, plus lots of other bits and pieces. I'm going to go through 6 sections in this video. 1, the problem I found with my speakers, my old ones. 2, the removal of them. 3, the specifications. 4, the replacement I chose and how I replaced it. 5, adapting that replacement to fit properly and actually refitting it. If you're interested in Jaguar XK8s, might I suggest you subscribe to my channel by pressing the rectangular red subscribe button with subscribe written on it, clicking the bell to be reminded when videos are aired, click the thumbs up if you like it, thumbs down if you don't, and if you get any comments or questions, please add them in the comment section at the bottom of the video. Okay, first of all, section 1, the problem. So when I got my door card off, there's a series of door card videos at the minute, I found the speaker had actually split on the foam. When I actually got the speaker out, it degraded even more. The foam had got very old and started parting away from the cone and the speaker housing. Clearly, I mean, this is after 25 years of the speaker, so yeah, maybe it's not unusual for the foam to degrade like that. The speakers on my car are triple cone. We'll go into that detail later. Second then, removal. In order to remove the speaker, you only need to remove this separate speaker grill on the bottom of the door. That is a separate piece of trim that is designed to come out. I actually removed my door card, see the door card video, hence that's why it looks slightly different. But if you want to remove the speaker cover, the fixings are actually on the bottom of the door. I took the door card off, it's easy to see them. If I flip the door over now, you can show the fixings of the trim, the speaker grill. There's one tab here. The actual speaker housing itself has a tab, and there's a second tab there on the right. So basically 2 screws and 3 tabs. So first of all, you need to remove the 2 screws, obviously from the bottom. And then to remove the speaker, just pull slightly underneath to release the clips, the 2 clips to the side. And the speaker grill should just fall out. It literally is as easy as that. And then it'll reveal your speaker. You can see the tabs there, 1 tab, the speaker tab and the other tab. Then you can see the speaker itself. This is after I've replaced it, to be honest. And there's 3 screw holes just visible. So you then have to remove the 3 screws. They're self-tappers. The speaker will come out, and then you just remove the plug and from the socket, pushing it in. There's a little retaining tab, push it in and pull it away, and your speaker will come out. And it really is as simple as that to get the speaker out. Section 3 then, specifications. So you're probably aware there are 2 types of speaker systems in the XKR. There's the base and the premium. The base, which is what my car is, has triple cones on the front, which are part number LJA 4141AA. But if you're lucky enough to have the premium system, you'll have single cone mid-range speakers, which LJA 4140BA, and those will be either Harman Kardon or, in the early ones, Alpine speakers. So you can see the difference. The part numbers are very, very similar, but there is a specification difference. I think the magnets and everything look very, very similar size. It's purely the cone. So I measured my speaker before I took it out. The speaker diameter is 152 millimeters, but ironically, when you look at aftermarket speakers, it seems to be specified at 160 millimeters or 160 centimeters or 6.5 inches. That those are equivalent and they do fit. The depth of the housing is 70 mil, and the magnet on the back is also 70 mil diameter. The height of the speaker is roughly 75 millimeters. Section 4 then, replacement. So I chose some quite cheap speakers. The basically JVC CSJ620X. They were less than £20. I didn't really want to spend a lot of money. I spent a lot of money in my Jag, and I couldn't really justify spending rucks of money on speakers. And actually, they're very easy to replace if I want to upgrade later. So I chose these speakers. I went from a single cone to a dual, basically a mid-range with a tweeter in. They're only 30 watts, not particularly special. But the other thing of significance, they were actually plastic cone, so hopefully get a bit more life. And when I first compared them, you could see, oh blimey, you get what you pay for. The magnet is tiny compared to the old one. So the Jaguar ones obviously were quality, not quite replacing like for like. So just as a comparison, the budget speaker magnet is 60 rather than 70. The height of the overall speaker is, instead of 75, is now 50. So it's a bit smaller, albeit it's got a tweeter in the front. The one thing it didn't have was actually the mating foam on the surface of the top. So I need to look to remove that. That's featured later on in the video. So fifth section, section 5.1, adapting the socket. So I didn't really want to butcher the wiring loom, so I decided to butcher the old speakers because they're completely past it, and add that to the new speaker. So what I basically did, I peeled back the speaker cone to get access to the back of the socket on the old speaker. I then flicked off, there's a little plastic retaining wire, flicked that out of the way with a screwdriver, and then drilled out the rivet retaining the socket. Literally then, the only thing holding it on is the wiring. So I got some snips and cut as much amount of wire as I could, and the socket was removed. It was literally as easy as that. I had a choice then, really. This was the connections for the new speaker. You get connectors with it in the kit and some wires, but I was really looking to either take the whole thing off and solder it on, or just attach it over the top, and I decided to go that way, to be honest. So I removed all the wires, filed down the plastic to make it a bit easier to fit flush. I then resoldered the wires on in the other direction, so it's easier to thread them in. I then soldered the wires on to the new connector and simply put a self-tapping screw in. And that's not the greatest solution. I think later I might take them out and put a proper rivet in, see how they go. Don't want them to work loose. So there you go. That's the budget speaker with the OEM socket fitted. Saves me butchering the wiring loom and etc. Doesn't look the greatest, but you won't see that when it's all hidden. It's got a good connection. There you go. 5.2 then, adapting the foam. So as you saw before, the foam wasn't on the new speaker, so I removed it from the old one. Not the best, safest way to do this. I should have had the blade working away from me, so apologies for that. I was very careful, but I should have done it working away from myself. And literally got my knife, Stanley blade or a sharp knife, underneath. Remove the foam. It comes off in one piece. And then I used some super glue. On the first speaker I applied it to the foam, but the foam seemed to absorb quite a bit of it. And actually the top tip in this video is actually to apply the super glue to the speaker surface and then add the foam on top. That way you don't use as much of the super glue, and you don't get the staining from the acid evaporating. So basically align the holes. What you find is the fixing holes are the bottom and basically 45 degrees at each side. There you go. That's the foam fixed. To actually make sure it was fully attached, I left it overnight upside down. that seemed to work great. Finally then, refitting the speaker. It's very easy. Obviously you just need to find the socket from inside the door, reconnect it, just push it on, refit the 3 screws, and then before you fit anything else, either your door card or your speaker grill, give it a good test as I did. Make sure you're happy with it, and then refit the cover and push the cover on and add the 2 screws or put the door card on. There you go. So that was the video. The problem, removal, specification, replacement, adapting and refitting. Everything you need to know about front speakers. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you found that useful. Please click the like button if you liked it. Please share. Please comment and subscribe if you'd like to see more XK videos.